Hi there, it's Corinne with Watch Material, and in this video we're going to go over how to measure your watch band. It's one of the most common questions we get, and it's actually quite easy. So with a watch band, there are actually two measurements. The most common is the width, which is this area between K-slug to K-slug, and there's also the length of the watch band, which is the length of this side, including the buckle, as well as the other side of the watch band. So let's start with the width. It's always measured in millimeters, and sometimes it's actually quite easy to find your watch band width. If you turn it over, many bands have the number written on the strap. So if you have a number there, in this case 20 millimeters, you already know that your watch band is 20 millimeters wide. So that's pretty easy. Some bands don't have numbers, so what you want to do is remove the band itself. You can do this with a spring bar removing tool. You can somehow wedge it out. Remove the band. And if you have a fancy gauge, which some people might, it's actually quite easy to do. You can see here, if you, not including the spring bars, measure the watch band. We've got a measurement of just about 20 millimeters here. You want to round up and make sure you're not squeezing the band. If you don't have a gauge, you can take a regular ruler and put the end of the watch band up to it. So in this case, you can see easily that this is 20 millimeters. You want to make sure to use the millimeters side just because that measurement is always going to be in millimeters. So that's it for the width of the band. There's also the length of the band, which we mentioned, and there's no real standard length for watch bands. Some bands are extra long or long, which means they're longer than the average band. But the best way and the most accurate way is to measure both sides of your watch band together, including the buckle, and reference them to the size of the watch band you're trying to buy. So in this case, you can put the two edges back to back, and you can grab your ruler, and you can see here, so if we start at just about 0, it looks like it's going up to 19.5 centimeters on this side. On inches, it might be a bit different. Looks like 7.5 inches here. So you want to look at the watch band that you're going to buy and make sure that it is at least as long as the band you are trying to replace. Unless the band is too big or too small, you want to adjust to make sure that it's the right size for you. But if the band you have right now is a good size and it fits well, make sure that your replacement is at least that long, because it'll make sure that the band is not too tight on your wrist. And it's just about that simple. Some bands that are not like leather bands are metal, and they have some curves at the end, so those bands will need to be replaced with the original parts, but otherwise this is pretty much as simple as it gets for replacing and measuring your leather watch bands. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can find us on watchmaterial.com, as well as on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. At Watch Material is where you can find us. We hope you find this helpful, and see you next time in the next video.